Oh, hello world. It's me, the man from Oz. Today, Thursday, April 23. I'm a little bit tardy. I just finished talking to my son, lived further down south from Coffs Harbour on Skype. He's just keeping us up to date with his latest kitchen renovations. And so I'm 17 minutes late for the live stream, but so be it. Family always comes first as far as I'm concerned. And drum roll. Local weather. It's another nice day up here in Coffs. The sky's clear, the sun's beaming down. It's got a little bit of a bite to it. It's warmish again. I think it's about 25 degrees C, and the humidity is around about 65%. It's reasonably comfortable. It's 27 degrees C in my shed. I've got the fan going here just to keep the air circulating. But yeah, it's quite good, and the nights have been nice and cool. Oh yeah, nice and cool. I like that. Now, first off, I'd like to say hello to my friend George over in Virginia. I spoke to George last night for about an hour and a half, and it's always good to talk to George. And I hope you're going well, George, or as well as can be expected. Also, I'd like to say hello to Alan Langford on Facebook, and a hello also to Casey Chapman, and a big thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, Casey. Now, in yesterday's live stream, I went on about Facebook freebooting. Well, and I did mention that I'd put it on Twitter, and I got some response. And it looks like the ball's well and truly rolling on this. Now, I'm not gonna beat around the bush with it. I think it absolutely stinks that Facebook is making money out of other people's property. I'm really passionate about these sort of things. It's not right. I'm not one to use profanities and foul mouth language, and I'm not going to start now, but it really pisses me off to the nth degree that Facebook's getting away with this sort of stuff, because they shouldn't be allowed to do it. It's illegal. It's illegal for people to take other people's property and post it on Facebook, and Facebook making money out of it. Now, well, anyhow, like I said, the ball's well and truly rolling. I'm going to keep going on about this Facebook freebooting. Yes. And I'll put a couple of more links in descriptions. There's one called stopfreebootingnow.com and at Stop Free Booting. That's at, the little A. Yeah, you know what I mean. At Stop Free Booting. And it's got to stop, because it's wrong. People might get a real hoot out of taking someone else's property and putting it on, reposting on Facebook, and then seeing it get another 1 million, 5 million, 10 million views, and then and Facebook's laughing all the way to the bank again. They're saying, "Oh, you beauty, you beauty." No, I don't stand for that. And I think Facebook should be made by law to pay that money back to the people whose property they've used to make money from through advertising. You think it's going to happen? No, probably not. Because Facebook, as I said, it's a multi-billion-dollar company, and even if all the top YouTubers pulled together, they need an enormous amount of money to fight this in court. Sometimes, when push comes to shove, you've got to do those sort of things. You shouldn't have to, because Facebook, morally and ethically, should wake up to themselves and say, this is not right, we can't do this, we'll put a stop to it straight away. But are they going to do that? Probably not. No, they're just too big for their britches. And let's face it, the only reason these places exist, these social media sites exist, is because of its members. And if the members pulled together and said, no, we don't agree with what you're doing, Facebook, and we're going to pull the plug on our membership, and if they started to leave in droves, maybe it would make a difference. Maybe Facebook would suddenly wake up to itself, because sometimes that's what it takes. It takes such drastic action to get the message across. If people pull together, you can move mountains. You can move Mount Everest if you pull together. No problem whatsoever. And this is the type of thing that people have got to pull together on. Now, you might say, oh, poo. Oh, it's only because I'm not a YouTube channel owner. What difference does it make? Well, that sort of attitude stinks. You just got to put yourself in the position of a YouTube channel owner and think that all your hard work's going down the toilet because someone's illegally pirating your property and reposting on Facebook, and you're not getting anything out of it except perhaps the joy of seeing your illegal post getting more views, and Facebook's making a huge amount of money out of it. Oh, no, it's not on. So we've got to pull together, people. Now, I know, look, I'm only a small fry here, and my live stream aren't seen by many people, but it was seen, or my post on Twitter was seen, and I told those people who retweeted me that they've got my unconditional support on this. I'd really like to see this video go out to a lot of people. You know, I share it on Facebook. I've got a new Facebook page called The Man from Oz, and all my YouTube uploads and these free streams I share on that Facebook page, and it's also on Google Plus. But you never get many views, but you keep trying. You've got to have a voice, and I've always had a voice on things. Never done me much good in the past, but you know, I can take self-satisfaction from at least saying my piece. And I'm not going to tolerate this sort of freebooting stuff, this piracy. You know, it's not right. You know, there's enough piracy goes on in the movie world, and that's not right either. You know, I won't tolerate it. I've never pirated a video in my life and never would. I've had the opportunities to, but no, it's not right. I won't do it. If we, you know, you spend hundreds of $millions making a movie, you know, say the latest Star Wars movie, and then these people pinch it and pirate it and make money from it. It's not right. No way. It's just not on. Yeah. Like I said about in yesterday's live stream, that if I was to plagiarize another author's work and self-publish it, I'd be in the shit in no time at all. So why can't, how come Facebook's not in the shit? Facebook's got to be held accountable for this because it's just not right. No, I'm going to keep pushing this. And as I said, there's a couple of links I will put in description, and I would urge you all to check them out. I'll also put Daryl Eves' link there again, because Daryl explains it in more detail. And excuse me, I got a bit of a sore throat. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. See, talking like that about this sort of stuff really gets me going, and my voice usually suffers accordingly. I get an itch in my throat, and you can't scratch it, can you? No. Crikey, that's hot. It's good though. Oh God. Now, I also mentioned yesterday that I was going to mention one of the channels I subscribe to. I subscribe to about 100 YouTube channels, and I decided that I would mention a channel on each of these live streams. And today I'm going to mention a young fella called, he goes under the name of Chucky2009. He does welding videos, and they're very good welding videos too. He is a welder. He's an American certified welder, and he's only a young fella. He's 21, but he's very accomplished, and he has some excellent video tutorials, and he's all his video uploads are always interesting. And I just weld, you know. I'm self-taught basically. I'm not a welder, and but if I'm ever in you know, in a bit of strife when it comes to some sort of weld I want to do, I just get onto Chucky's channel, and there are others as well, which I will mention in later live streams. But yeah, I'll put a link to Chucky2009's channel as well in descriptions. And you know, if you're into welding or you want to learn how to weld, you know, you won't do any better than this young fella. He's really an amiable young fella, a nice young fella, and you know, I applaud him for what he does, and I think you'll like him. He's a likable young bloke. So yeah, that's Chucky, CHUCKE2009. But I'll put a link in descriptions. Now, here's something else that'll really, well, it makes my blood boil. Early last year, the federal government here in Australia talked about allowing the import of Philippine bananas. And there was a lot of controversy over that. And there was a lot of folks saying, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't allow Philippine bananas into Australia because it will bring the Panama disease with it. But did it matter to the federal government? No, no, no. Those bunch of brigands decided, hey, what the hey? We'll bring in bananas from the Philippines, and the rest of you local farm Australian banana Guys, well, you can go to hell as far as we're concerned. And that's exactly what they did. And you know what happened? Well, yes, you know, probably know what I'm going to say. Yeah, Peterborough disease ran rife in Queensland and in the upper part of the Northern Territory. And now the banana industry in those two areas are completely shafted. You know, they're gone. There's no banana industry in Queensland and the far north of the Northern Territory now. There's not. No, it's all relying on New South Wales, basically. Does that make sense to you? You know, especially the government has put all these people, these banana farmers in Queensland, up against the wall and shocked them. Why would they do something like that? I tell you, you know, all governments all the world need to be held more accountable for these stupid bloody. And do you think the government's going to help these farmers that they've helped to destroy their livelihoods? No, no, it's not going to happen. And do you think the banana farmers here in New South Wales will be able to keep up demand? No, 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 no. And perhaps what will happen is that price bananas will go up like they did a couple of years ago. They went up to about $12 a kilo, but people wouldn't buy them. They were just too expensive. I wouldn't buy them. Well, no. So it doesn't make sense that when there's a short supply of something, you put the price up, you double or triple the price, because people aren't going to buy it. Isn't it better off to keep the price down and make a little of something than have, and then own everything and make nothing out of it? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense to me at all. But that's what this frigging federal government of ours is like. You know, they're talking of rechanging Medicare now. You know, here in Australia, we have a free medical system called Medicare, where everyone is entitled to free medical treatment in hospitals. But our hospital systems are in total chaos. Now, there are people waiting for voluntary surgery for years, could be as much as 10 years. Now, of course, you can join a health fund, but, you know, they'll cost you $10 or $15 a week. And there's a lot of people can't afford that, especially pensioners. So they're relying on Medicare. Now the government decides they're going to make a $2 billion change to the Medicare system. A bunch of brigands they are. They're a bunch of reprobates. I've got no respect for the Australian federal government at all. None at all. I mean, we've got a prime minister, or seems to be the way with some of Australian prime ministers, is that, you know, they have to try and become part of the bunch. You know, the good guys. You know, get on your mate, sort of ethos. So they go and swig a schooner of beer with a bunch of Aussies, you know, in a pub. Seems that if you don't drink beer in Australia, then you're a weirdo, you're a wacko. That's my impression, yeah, because I don't drink at all. But you know, there was a time when they tended to look at people who didn't drink, like myself. It looked upon them with wary eyes. You know, here's a guy who couldn't be trusted because he didn't drink. Yeah, but such is the mentality of some folk here in Australia. Anyhow, here's the Prime Minister in this pub scoffing down a schooner of beer, and everyone's cheering him on. Good on you, Tony Abbott. Yeah, way to go, man. Yeah, you're one of us. What a lot of crap. What a lot of bullshit. And you know what? He wasn't even drinking Aussie beer. It was an imported beer. Jesus Christ. Fair dinkum, I tell you. Oh, God. Oh, my throat's sore. It really is. Yeah, I'm falling to pieces. I really am. Oh, feels good. The tea feels good. Anyhow, yesterday, I'm going to get off that sort of stuff because that really pisses me off. Yesterday, I got an old piece of scrap metal out, and I got busy grinding it down to get a nice shiny surface because I'm going to make another metal sculpture in quick time. Yeah, my friend over in Virginia, George, he thought it was really cool, the last one he saw. And he said he'd like to do welding himself, but he's too lazy to do it. Oh, George, fair. You're a card, yeah, mate. You're a real card. Yeah, so anyhow, I'm going to, it's just going to be a bead weld on it, just a Superman S symbol. And I tried to make a symbol, a few years ago. My plan had been to fill up the cutouts of the symbol with bronze braze. But for the life of me, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get it. I bought a TIG welder, thinking I'd be able to braze with it. You're supposed to be able to braze, and you can, but I just didn't have the ability to do it at the time. I trade up between buying a TIG welder or an oxyacetylene. I wish I'd bought the oxyacetylene, but the reason I decided on the TIG because I only needed 1 bottle of gas, whereas with the acetylene you need 2. The TIG you just need a bottle of argon, where with the oxyacetylene you need oxygen and acetylene. But I wish I'd really bought the oxyacetylene. But no, I think a lot of it had to do that I wasn't paying enough attention to the cleanliness of the surface, and it's very important with TIG welding that you have the surface very, very clean, and it's important to give it a wipe over with God, yeah, I can't remember what it is, the stuff that women use to take wait a sec, what's it called? Acetone. Oh God, my aching head. Yeah, give it a wipe over with acetone because the surface has to be sterile. It's not like stick welding. You know, you can get away with a little bit of rust here and there with the stick welder, but not with TIG welding. No, you've got to have a very... Anyhow, I'm rambling on, aren't I? Anyhow, look, back to this Facebook freebooting. Come on, folks out there, if you happen to watch this, join the campaign to stop it, to get it stopped. Nip it in the bud. We can't tolerate this sort of stuff because it's just not right that Facebook gets away with this. It's just not right at all. Oh dear. So I will put the links to Chuck E2009 in descriptions, along with stopfreebootingnow.com and at stopfreebooting. And I would urge you please to check it out. And I will put Daryl Eves' link there as well. So please check it out just to see what the hell's going on, because a lot of people don't realize what's going on, mainly because you're probably not YouTubers, and if you're not part of something, then you usually are ignorant of it, not on purpose, and but it will be a real eye-opener to you. And when you listen to what Daryl Eves says in his video, you know, it is a real eye-opener, and it's a real eye-opener for YouTube channel owners. It was for me. It really was. I had no idea what was going on until I saw Daryl's video. And I think that was from January this year, if memory serves me right. But look, I'm just going to make this video short and sweet. I've said what I had to say, although I will be saying more about freebooting. There's no doubt about that, because you've got to keep on to it. We've got to do something about it. And the more people that get involved, well, the bigger our voice is. And if we get enough voices going, we can make a difference. We can put a stop to it. So come on, you know, let's pull together and get something done about this, because it's just not right. So until tomorrow, which will be Friday, April 24, I hope to be going live again at my usual time of 1 p.m. But who knows what can pop up? You just never know what can pop up. So until tomorrow, my friends, to George, to Alan, and another thank you to Casey Chapman, young Casey Chapman, for subscribing. I've got 35 subscribers now. Well, only, I think it was about 6 or 8 months ago, I had less than 15, I think. So, you know, my subscriber base is more than doubled. And I've had my YouTube channel now for 12 months. Now, I'm starting to get somewhere. I just need to change my content a bit, I think, make it more interesting. And I've got plans. I have. All right, until tomorrow, my friends. Bye for now. Peace. Live long and prosper. Boy Scout salute. I was a Boy Scout too. Toodles, folks.